Hi, my name is Inga Tantisalidchai here at Olea, Newport Beach, and welcome to Tales Behind the Cocktails. Today I actually had the pleasure of meeting the Avila Brothers, who recently released a song called A Hardworking Man, and I was truly inspired by their song that I could not resist but to make a cocktail to pair with that song. And a huge part of it was my dedication to all the dads out there as well, and all the hardworking men and women. And I wanted to create a cocktail to really honor them and pay tribute to all these people.
So what do we have here? What do we have? What is this? And by the way, who are you?
I'm Eve. Cocktails by Eve.
I'm Bobby.
Bobby.
What's up, girl?
It is a pleasure to meet you guys. I'm actually super excited to do this cocktail for you. I was actually super inspired by the latest song that you came out with, A Hardworking Man. And we actually decided to feature it here at Olea because, I mean, month of July, we're celebrating all the fathers, not just for one day, but why not for him? You know, because there's a lot of hardworking men and women out there, but you know, the song itself was so touching to me as just a normal person who loves to listen to music and make family music all the time. When I'm doing my prep, I got my headphones, my Beats headphones on actually, and I saw that because I'm involved with it. My sister works for them. She's actually production manager for them. Yeah. So seeing that little fun fact about you guys, I showed it to my sister. She was super excited to read about that. But I really
wanted you to say that. I got tears getting ready to come down my
No. But she, you know, when I saw that little fun fact, I was like, oh man, I love that because, you know, not only because my sister works for them, but you know, I just love it.
Yeah.
Great products and everything. So
we're hardworking Mexicans.
You know. And so for this cocktail, I kind of wanted to pay a little bit more of an homage to not only the music industry, but also certain aspects of the cocktail also relate to, like, specific brands kind of relate to fathers who have passed the message to their son, who have now created a product that they're now selling on the market. And of course, each element of the cocktail is somehow correlated or tied to one of the artists in the drink. So I kind of wanted to bring that in.
What's crazy is how you're able to interpret what you feel from music and now bring that to a drink. That's super dope.
Yeah, so I figured this cocktail, I think any hardworking man would appreciate it. It's strong, it's smooth, and I hope you guys enjoy. So I started my serving career back in high school, but got into bartending as soon as I turned 21. And that helped me pay my way through college, and I actually became a teacher. And not any teacher, but a high school history teacher. And one of the things I loved about teaching high school history is it was storytelling. That's what history is. History is all about telling stories. And every story is different depending on what perspective you're looking at it from. So my story may be different from someone else's story, but you know, ultimately, the basic foundation of history was storytelling. And although I would have stayed in the teaching industry, you know, I really had a big passion for cocktails. So I went back to bartending. And part of that process of coming back to bartending, I started entering a lot of competitions. And with those competitions, you have to tell a story about your cocktail to go with your submission. So that kind of sparked this passion to create cocktails to pair with different types of stories. And in this particular case, I mean, I'm a music lover. Who doesn't listen to music? I mean, I have my headphones on when I'm prepping the bar, getting ready for work, and what drives me and what pushes me and gets me going is listening to some really great music. This particular song by the Avila Brothers, Hardworking Man, is definitely one on my playlist. It was super exciting to be able to create this cocktail for them. One of the basic elements of me creating this specific cocktail for them was I was really inspired by the collaboration of all the different artists that put work into making this sound possible. So I wanted to pay a little tribute to each artist that contributed. And so for Billy Ray Cyrus, I chose Jack Daniel's whiskey, not only because it has its Southern roots, but Jack Daniel's whiskey itself actually has a long-rooted history in the music industry. So I felt it was the perfect base spirit to make this cocktail. And because the Avila Brothers have Hispanic roots, I really wanted to draw on something that's become popular here in the States now, but based on Hispanic roots, which is a Carajillo. And so that's where the Mario's Hard Espresso liqueur and Liquor 43 come in, because it's basically the essence of a Carajillo that become a new trend in the cocktail industry. And then finally, because we have Snoop Dogg in the song, we need to make sure that we smoke something in that cocktail. Now, unfortunately, I can't smoke anything that he might like, but I decided to use a little cinnamon smoke in the cocktail because it does add this sweet, earthy, kind of gritty essence to it and complexity that I felt really kind of defined the hardworking men and women that they were describing and singing about in their song. So there's definitely, I feel, a definitive divide between a mixologist and a bartender. A bartender can follow specs and create a cocktail as long as they have a recipe. A mixologist, on the other hand, in my opinion, is someone who can take something or an idea or be inspired by whether it's a song or a place or a dish and create something new that can now become a classic or a trendy cocktail that, you know, can be featured all over the world or at many bars. So that's where I feel like the defining line is. As a bartender is someone who just makes a drink. A mixologist is one that creates a cocktail. So we're gonna start off right now.
Keep it cool. Keep it cool.
Keep it cool.
Now, what's the story? Why was Jack selected?
So the reason
What's the
why I
connection?
chose Jack Daniels is because Jack Daniels has some really deep roots in the music industry.
Yeah.
From, I mean, I remember seeing Axl Rose holding a bottle of Jack all the time. Frank Sinatra was a huge Jack Daniels drinker. So
when I think of Jack too, I always get a sense of, or the visual in my head is like a dude on his porch in the South with his Jack.
with this bottle of Jack
You know
in
what I'm
his
saying?
hand.
So,
Yeah, but the
that's
music industry has been so tied with Jack Daniels
Yeah.
that I felt it was the perfect spirit. And not only that, but Avila Cyrus is one of the artists in the song, and he's from the South. So I kind of wanted to pull a spirit from the South and kind of not only represent his roots, but also kind of tie it back to the whole music industry.
I think too, didn't Fender have a Jack Daniels guitar? Or they did something.
They did.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they are synonymous with it.
Yeah, they are very synonymous. Of all the brands, I think they're the most synonymous with music.
Yeah.
So
Like an iceberg cube.
it's just basically a large ice cube. The reason why I like using large cube is because it actually dilutes the cocktail a lot slower.
Oh no.
So
With a big cube.
with a big cube, if you do the small ice cubes, because there's less surface area, those ice cubes melt quick. Whereas a large ice cube, the surface area is a little bit bigger, so it takes a little bit more time for the ice to actually
I love
melt.
ice.
So it kind of holds that flavor even longer, you know, without diluting it. So we're going to start off with 2 ounces of Jack
You look
Daniels.
like you got a heavy wrist too. It's a heavy pour.
I do, I do. Could be a little dangerous. Next up, we're going to do Mario's Hard Espresso. And the cool thing about this is what I was talking about when I said that there's a father who had passed down a recipe to the son. So Mario Grasso, I think that's his name, Grasso or Grasso. He actually created this hard espresso before for his family. It was an old family recipe, and before he passed away, he actually passed on the recipe to his son. And his son loved the product and really kind of wanted to pay tribute to his dad and all the hard work he did. So the picture you see here, that is from farming. That's the body of a hardworking man farming.
That looks like a Mexican espresso. And his name's Mario.
Actually, that looks like me at
Is that
8 o'clock in the morning.
You know, like, you know, this quick little poses in front of the mirror.
That looks like it gives the drink just enough
Just
muscle.
enough punch, yes, yes.
Everything has a story.
Yeah, so this, because it's a family recipe and of course started by a dad, passed on to his son, I really wanted to kind of contribute to that. So we're gonna do a little ½ ounce of the Mario's Hard Espresso in there. And then Liquor 43 is a soft vanilla liqueur. The reason why I chose these 2 components to put with the Jack Daniels is because in Mexico, there's actually a very popular drink that actually stems from Mexico called the carajillo. Carajillo. And carajillo is basically Liquor 43 in espresso. Shaken, it's kind of like their version of like a espresso martini.
But it's not a mix, it's just one.
It's just literally Liquor 43 with espresso, shaken hard, and then poured over fresh ice. So to kind of pay a little homage to your Hispanic roots, that's why I chose to use the espresso hard liqueur with the Liquor 43, because it kind of gives that essence of that carajillo, which is, you know, stemmed from this Hispanic roots. So that's my homage to you guys.
Nice. Okay.
And then we are going to add a little black walnut bitters. And
What is that?
black walnut
That looks
bitters.
like it's gonna clean my engine.
And Angostura bitters. So Angostura bitters traditionally is what you use in an old fashioned or Manhattan.
Okay.
It's got a very aromatic kind of flavor profile, slightly a little spiced.
Oh yeah.
You
That
know,
doesn't
gives a
smell
little
like it.
spicy notes in there. And then the black walnut bitters, of course, is going to give you more of those nutty
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of chocolatey.
That smells like the Seas candy stuff.
And the reason why I added those two in there, it's basically to help marry all these flavors together and round it out so it's not so harsh. There's not going to be any harsh elements. It's going to be really smooth like that song. Just like that song, it's going to be super smooth. Now we're going to give that cocktail a good stir. Marry all those.
Probably should have coated my stomach for today, but
Oh, you're going to be fine. The great thing about this cocktail, it's a great way to start the day off.
Oh,
You know, I mean, you got your espresso in there, you know, but just with a little whiskey kick on the back end to kind of give it that little extra bump for the day. Add another cube on top, and this here is a smoked top. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add some cinnamon chips in here. And the reason why I decided to smoke the cocktail is because, I mean, with Snoop Dogg, I have to smoke something in the cocktail.
you gotta light it up. You gotta light something up.
I can't do, you know what I'm talking about, but I can definitely smoke some cinnamon in there. And the reason why I chose cinnamon is because it has this really nice, sweet, earthy, smoky flavor to it. And on top of that, once we char the cinnamon stick, I can't tell you how many times whenever I smoke this for charred cinnamon stick, people go, are you lighting a blunt back there? So the visual
Black
effect
and
of
mild?
it too. Yeah, the visual
We
effect
stay
of it
smoked
too.
up.
Oh yeah.
When we shot the Hard Working Man video, we were just kind of talking in the back of the bus, and we were getting ready to go
It's like a thick thundercloud.
start shooting the video, right? So I'm on the couch and I get up and I'm like, oh, I can't move. And he had been smoking like the moment we got in the bus and before we got in the bus. And I couldn't even walk. And
Just
I had to,
that second
thank
hand.
God Nashville was cold because I was like, "Ooh, okay, I'm back."
Yeah.
And he stays smoked.
That's
So
second
he's gonna
hand
love that.
Mitchell. Yeah. So we're gonna smoke that cocktail. Is that what the bus looks like?
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah, like a thundercloud.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We
Can I
have
just
footage.
see
We have
lightning?
footage to confirm that.
And then we're gonna go ahead and torch that cinnamon stick, that cinnamon blunt stick that everybody loves to see.
That's great.
And that's gonna actually be our garnish for our cocktail. And then when you lift that off, you're gonna get that Snoop Dogg effect on the
Oh, it
cocktail.
goes through it? Look at that presentation.
There we go.
That's a
And that
presentation for you.
is a hardworking man right there.
Yeah.
Made
Man.
for a hardworking man.
Get a close up of that beauty. That's cool.
Sexy.
That's an
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah. So what inspired you guys to do the song? What was like
I think it was a combination of things. I think one, the musical aspect was really just us merging what we love about hip hop, golden era hip hop, and what we love about just some old
Robert Johnson, like
Robert
that,
Johnson,
all of that
deep down
stuff.
south.
Yeah.
You know, how can we do something unique and different that gives you that Robert Johnson, but brings you to like golden era hip hop and then make it relevant? And that's kind of where the music was positioned. And then,
Okay.
you know, Bob had his bright idea.
I mean, one of the things I loved about one of my favorite aspects about the song is that it's a blend of a little rock, a little country, and a little hip hop.
Yeah, it's all of
So I
that.
feel like it really kind of targets so many different markets in that way,
And there's,
and it speaks to all those different markets. You know?
it does, and there's a pulse to it. You know,
Yeah.
there's that. You know, when you think of what they did in the South back in the day, the target was always this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why Bob brought
That's
in
what's coming,
stomps
yeah.
and brought all those out.
The chant, you know what I mean? I love that. That chant is so catchy.
Yeah, I mean, the record kind of like it started off with the concept lyrically. The idea was it just felt like it should be called Hard Working Man, and it was just a process. It went through so many different changes. I think that lend itself to, oh, it would be great to have stomps, and then we come up with a bridge, and then it's like, okay, we gotta shout out the ladies, and then it's like, wow, we should actually have chants, and it should be like this kind of unification.
It's like it's an anthem.
Right,
You know
yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
very anthem. And,
Into it.
you know, with Snoop talking about elbow grease, and then Mama and Papa told me this, get your hustle on. It's like, it just felt so raw, organic in what we wanted to do. That's the message of Hard Working Man, like it's very authentic.
Yeah.
And then what we went through with the pandemic and all of that stuff, it just led itself to just like, we need to put a spotlight on the hardworking people that make this world go round.
Yeah. They kept that hustle going.
Yeah,
You know?
it's
Yeah.
like it's
Tough
almost
times.
like, you know, taking people from all walks of life, and then giving them a record that they can feel a champion about themselves.
Yeah.
With just hearing that, and really just allowing people to have something that they connect with that allows them to feel honored.
Yeah,
And
appreciated.
Appreciated.
Yes.
For their
You know?
contribution to
Yes.
the world every day. There's a lot of people that get up and go get it every day. And a lot of work that a lot of us aren't doing, right? Like,
The forgotten people.
yeah, the
behind
dirty
the
work,
scenes,
right?
the dirty work.
Yeah,
Yes.
the paper and plastic. I was saying, like, during the pandemic, the markets, like our Stater Brothers and Rancho Cucamonga was like, we called that the club because that's the only place everybody got together, bought drinks, and got food.
Yeah.
And you just started seeing the importance of like what that meant.
Mhm.
And it was like, oh, okay, we should touch on that. And then,
A little bit of that camaraderie.
yeah, it speaks to everybody, right? So
Yes.
you knowing how to do this, you put it in. Right? You own in the craft. With us, it's the same thing, whether it's music, creating beats, it all stems from there. And we wanted to put a spotlight on those folks who are just overlooked.
Yeah,
Grinding
and
every
give them a
day.
soundtrack that they can rock to you as they understand who they are in this world, what they mean in the world,
Yeah.
and how they help the world turn.
Yeah.
How great is it to have some music in the back of that?
Oh, yeah.
To make you feel invigorated to continue doing what you do.
I'll vouch that I listen to your song when I'm back here getting
That's so
stuff
cool.
ready for the bar and prepping, and that's definitely
Like,
on my
when you want,
playlist.
like for the cats that know how to change their own brakes, it's been all hard working, man. For
Yes.
those ladies that want to do their thing and let's keep the house clean, man, go the hard working, man, because it gives you that sense of energy that
Yeah.
you need.
Yeah, that boost.
Yeah.
It's your voice, right? To the voices, like, now, like, I'll give McDonald's to my kids, and McDonald's is promoting, we're hiring more than they're promoting the fries and the burger, right? So
Yeah.
that's where we're at, and I think it's a record that has the Avila Brothers fused with Snoop, Dogg, and Billy Ray. It's very magical, and the message that's behind the record, how diverse and how it speaks to everybody. I mean, it's probably the only record we've ever done that never had any negative comments. It's like, this is cool, or man, I love the beat, or there's elements about it that really connects
Yeah.
with the music lover. And the question is always like, well, how did Snoop and Billy Ray get to you guys? And
How did that collaboration
honestly,
kind of
it's
happen?
what music does.
Yeah.
Music brings people together.
Just like the bar.
Yeah,
Right?
Brings people
Right, it
brings people
together.
together.
You hear
know,
stories,
you meet people.
right? You hear the stories, you can tell when somebody's had a bad day. So
Yes.
you make a suggested drink, right?
Yes.
Or you can tell when somebody's celebrating, there's a drink for that. And so
Grab the shots. You know?
and a lot of times, even in this world, you get a lot of people that come in and it's a Friday, and it's like, man, last day of the grind for the week.
Wine.
They want to
Yeah, they don't want to carry those burdens. They
Yeah.
want to just be free of it and escape. And
Yeah.
I think that's
Decompress. from
Yeah.
that work,
that's what
you know?
music does, and that's what all this does. And, it's definitely music's like it's the divine language, and I think with the message. I mean, I was telling a partner of ours, I was telling her like, it's really everything hurts us. Like he was really talking about some things on this record, and there wasn't a clean version, an explicit version. It was just the version.
Yeah.
And it's just a testament to how powerful the message is, how powerful the song is, how the music is.
How do you think this song will play into I feel like your that song specifically, and even the artist, really speak to my generation and the older generation. We have like a whole new
Absolutely.
young generation
we're-
of mumble rap kids.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
son is one of them. And I'm like, oh Lord, what are we listening to?
We're fathers, right? And so, being able to understand how they move, right? How they keep their finger on the pulse of what excites them. I think it's really our job while we have the foundation to really re-instill in them and reintroduce to them what they may view as not cool, but give them an understanding like, yo, everything you experience has been on the back of our hard work.
Yes.
At some point, you're going to have to put in your hard work to obtain the dreams and the goals that you have. And we're the generation that literally has to take the information that we've been given from our parents and spin it in a way so
Create
they
a new foundation.
create a new foundation so they can digest it, understand it, and it resonates. So when my son heard hard working man, he was like, man, that's banging. That's one right there.
Yeah, I
And
played
then-
it for my son, and he was like,
And it was the
Oh,
same
for your
thing.
son?
he's funny.
Okay.
Our natural thing is to be physical, right? It's like it's your natural thing to like whatever.
Yeah.
Right? But you find that sweet spot. So that's the thing when it comes to dating. Really great.
You know, I think too, real quick, I think what's important too about
Go ahead, Bob.
man is
Sip.
no, not only did we
Cheers.
do different mixes, but we also, you know, brought in a different experience with Dolby Atmos, where the record's mixed in surround sound. You know, it connects on a whole nother level. I'm getting jealous because he's having a good time.
Do we need to make another one for you?
I suppose so.
Okay.
So.
Keep
This
talking while I
This
make
is
this.
jamming. It has like the smoke vibe is like,
Well, yeah, give me mine because I want mine to smoke. His is smoky.
you almost want to take this
Well,
too.
it kinda leans
You
on
almost
top a
want
little
to
bit.
take
Yeah, that
this,
smoky
because this
flavor.
looks cooler, right? The posture of this looks cooler, right? You almost want to hold it like, and then let it hang off the lips, like, you know, old school.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And man,
Oh,
this is-
yeah.
This is great.
Mix it, mix it,
And that is really good.
Nice smoothness to it. Like I
That
said,
is really
it's got a richness to it, a smoothness to it. The smokiness kind
I don't
of
want to drink it too fast.
adds a
Be
little
honest
bit
on
more
camera.
complexity.
Yeah, next thing you know, Izzy's gonna do a dance for us.
On the bar
I'm
top.
gonna be a hard-working drunk.
There you go.
Hey, yeah, meet me at the bar tomorrow, man.
We're gonna do that one more time. Tell the film crew to come back.
Man, see, I feel like I have to walk around now, you know. Senior world.
And that's
You're
great.
turning him into an easy
It's
Non-working man.
You are. We're all hardworking people here, man. We know about that hustle.
Here's what's crazy. The fact that the music inspired you, it's just concoction. How you can figure it.
to come up with something too talented
to
for
come up
all
with
good.
something like
That's all.
Man,
Now there you go. See,
Gotta get that
please
stuff.
get. This is mine. Okay, this is Bobby.
how do we bring this to a world near you guys, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's really simple. I mean, the great thing is it's very simple. It's nothing overly complicated.
You'll be surprised. People can mess up.
yeah. You know, maybe we do like a hard-working man ingredients list.
That's
We can,
so
you know,
cool.
circulate. So this is dope.
Mine's new. His is all. His is still smoking. Mine's still smoking.
This is still smoking. But yeah, that's the element. Like I said, it adds like a sweet earthiness to it.
And this is sweet, right? This one.
That is just a cinnamon stick. So you can actually dump that in there. It'll add more smokier essence to
So,
it.
so I'm gonna tell you because I love the camp and I love the smell of like a campfire.
Yeah.
This totally gives me that vibe.
Yeah, the
and,
bonfire.
That
and it
gritty, that
takes me
gritty,
there.
like,
Like, and I'm, you know, we're figuring out something right now, but I'm trying to go camping. And this is like, you know, when you go camping, you gotta make sure you have you gotta make sure you have the right tent and everything.
oh yeah.
And now I need to make sure this is on my list. So I don't leave the house before I,
You get
It's
that.
like ice cream with like
cocoa,
cocoa. Yeah, like hot coffee.
Very, it's definitely about that.
it's like liquid burnt wood. In a good, but
in a good way. I know, in a good way. In a good way. In a good way.
The straight
I
coming
put
here
the
to
hair on
you.
your chest, I'm just saying, you know, it is a strong drink.
I'm a non-hairy guy. That's my might start growing some soon.
So from two creatives to another creative. Well done.
Thank you.
know,
Thank you. I'm glad you guys.
The fact that the music inspired you to select these particular things to create this is amazing.
It meshed so well, just like the way you guys meshed well with, Billy Ray
It spoke to
and Snoop, seeing so many different backgrounds kind of coming together.
Speaking of that, that's another thing we're gonna say. We cannot forget the amazing talent that was brought to this record with DJ Quick.
DJ Quinn.
DJ Quick was like the finishing touches. He was the icing on the cake.
He was the sonic bartender.
yeah.
Took
He
all the
took
pieces,
all the pieces together.
put it together.
Yeah. He made us look good.
So he was like the behind the scenes kind
He
of
was.
a little bit,
Yeah.
and finalizing things in a way that the music makes all
Well, and it's kind of like, goes back to kind of what I said. It's like you could sometimes you can record something that's heavy, it's strong. And, he was at for the record where, you get to enjoy the record because of how he interpreted it and then what he created via sonic, right? So, that's the thing. I think, for us, you know, as music lovers and creators, you know, when we create something, we want it to be interpreted a certain way, how it's meant to be heard. And so those are the cool parallels between what you felt in the music, which tells you
Absolutely.
Inspired me.
Yeah.
Put all these things
And
together.
great lyrics from Frankie.
Yes.
Fade.
Great lyrics from
Frankie
Frankie
Fade was a part of the writing process. And, we lived together, and the lyrics, you know, came together organically. But he was definitely a master with writing the lyrics.
Awesome. I love
So like your two bottles, you had two bottles on each side to kind of pull this thing together.
You don't win a championship by yourself.
Yeah, that's
Hey man,
It's a hard way to get to another end.
Here,
where's your drink at? Come on, join the party.
Oh, she just joined the party.
I'll reassure it. I'll go
Okay.
straight back in.
Oh, you make
Amazing job. Amazing job.
No ice cube.
No.
Cheers, hardworking
Cheers,
man.
guys. Hardworking man.
Before you take your drink, you should say, I'm hard working. Man, this is dope.
Love that. Love that.
Wow, our experience keeps getting cooler and cooler by the day.
I've never had an opportunity to actually create a cocktail for a song, so this was definitely an honor on my end to be able to create something that you guys can be proud of to see.
Well, this is the first for us because we've never made a record that, right, lend itself to this.
Thank you guys for creating that song.
Man,
Got
thank
it.
you for creating something that wasn't good.
Yeah, this is good.
It's good. You know?
Peace.
Cheers.